Hey everyone, back with another video again. This video is actually my first top 10 list on this channel. So I decided to make a series of top 10 lists on this channel, okay? And the first one is going to be about my favorite anime ever, Code Geass. Now listen, I loved Code Geass. I love the plot, I love the characters, I love the music, I love the art style, I love the voice acting, I love the mech fight scenes, I love the tension, I especially love the fucking ending. I love almost everything about it. Probably the only major complaint I have is the animation, lack thereof, I guess. However, with a series like that comes a lot of great characters, so just because I don't, this is my top 10 Code Geass characters, yeah. So just because I don't mention a character on this list does not mean I don't like them. It's just because I had to choose from so many characters. And most of them I really like. Not all of them, but most of them. Alright, so this is just my top 10, but there are a lot more characters I really do like. Anyways, so coming in at number 10 is Gino Weinberg, who I believe is the third member of the Knights of the Round Table. Alright, the reason why I like Gino so much, or Gino, or have a list on my computer, Gino Weinberg, is because of just his attitude towards everything. Throughout the majority of the series, he has a really laid back attitude and doesn't really care much of anything. He takes almost everything as a joke, really. That's really the type of character he is. He takes almost everything as a fucking joke and just really doesn't care, okay? So that's why I like him so much. Not to mention his commentary with Colin is freaking hilarious most of the time. So, yeah, that's why I like Gino so much. Coming in at number 9 is Bismarck Wallstein, another member of the Knights of the Round. The reason why I like him so much is not only is he the strongest member of the Knights of the Round, okay, I mean, he's the first knight, he's the number 1 knight, alright, but I also really like his Geass power. And he's just really stern, but despite working under Charles, but how should I put this? He's very pessimistic. He hates fighting and killing, which makes it kind of ironic that he's working under Charles the Britannia for the Britannian military as a Knight of the Round instead of with Zero. I expected someone like him would want to work with Zero. I really did. I don't recall from the series what made him not want to work with Zero, or if it's even discussed. Haven't watched the series since this past summer, but still, Bismarck is just a really cool character, I think, because of his beliefs, despite being a member of the Britannian military. And coming in at number 8 is Cornelia Britannia, one of Lelouch's sisters. Okay. Now, the reason why I like Cornelia so much is because despite how she can come off as a bitch sometimes, she's actually incredibly loyal to her younger sister. And to her younger sister, Euphemia. And even when she finds out that Lelouch is really, or that Zero's really Lelouch, she actually tries for a brief second with her words to turn him over to her side before she, supposedly dies. Of course, in Season 2 it's revealed, that was at the end of Season 1. In Season 2, of course, it's revealed that she's still alive, but I believe we were led to believe that she actually died, but she didn't, thankfully, because I really like her character. Well, not so, yeah, so that's why I'm putting Cornelia on this list. Okay, and the next one, which is number 7, is Nonali V. Britannia, or if you prefer, Nonali Lamperouge, as we know her. Some people in the series knows her, but she's Nonali V. Britannia, the younger sister of Lelouch. And the main reason why Lelouch is doing all this in the first place Alright, Lelouch was inspired by his love for his younger sister to create a world free of Britannian rule so that she can grow up in peace. Okay? And not only, despite being so young and blind and for the majority of the series completely blindsided to the fact that Lelouch and Zero are the same person, she plays off her role really well. And you actually feel sympathy for her. Even when Lelouch and her are fighting against each other towards the end of season 2, you still feel sympathy for her character. Or actually, especially then, because at that point, we as the viewers don't know what the fuck Lelouch is doing. We don't know why he's doing this. We're as dumbfounded as the actual characters in the series are, all except for Suzaku and C2. So, yeah, so that's why I put Nonnally on this list. Or Nunnally, whichever you prefer. Okay, number 6 is Jeremiah Gottwald, whatever. Okay, now here's an interesting character with his Geass Canceller, which allows him to cancel out other people's Geass powers. And here's an interesting character because the creators originally wanted to kill him off after episode 10 of season 1. But the unexpected popularity of Jeremiah actually got him to be brought back and last to the end of the series, to where he's even seen at the end of the final episode of the entire series. And I'm glad, because I really like this character. He's incredibly cocky and arrogant, and at times he even seems rather self-centered. Okay, yeah, at times he even seems rather self-centered, but he has incredible loyalty for the Britannian family, just simply because of how much he admired Marion v. Britannia, Lelouch and Nonnally's mother. And when he finds out that Lelouch is really that Zero's really Lelouch, and that he's not only doing this for Nonnally but also for his mother, Jeremiah actually joins up with the Black Knights because of that. That's how much he had so much loyalty and respect for Marianne. So yeah, that's why I'm putting Jeremiah as number 6 on this list. Then we have, as number 5, Suzaku Kururugi. Now, throughout throughout all of Season 1 and throughout the majority of Season 2, you would find him on one of my most hated lists. The reason why he's not here, well, is simply because of the end of Season 2. He joins up with Lelouch. When Britannia and the Black Knights team up to try to stop Lelouch, it's Lelouch, C2, Jeremiah, and Suzaku who's fighting against them. I think maybe a few other remaining remnants of the Black Knights that still decide to stick with him. I do not know. But whatever. It's at least those 4. Those are the 4 main ones anyways. And Suzaku, one of them. And when you find out what his and Lelouch's plan was all along at the very end of the series, you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened? I mean, it came completely out of nowhere. It was just like, and we as the viewers and the characters in the series, or at least the ones that needed to, found out about the same exact time, and all of us were dumbfounded. It was like, we had no idea that was going to happen. There was no hinting towards that anywhere. But it made sense because, why would Lelouch just go completely evil like that for no reason at all? But yeah, that's why Suzaku Kururugi is at number 5. Number 4 is C2. Oh yeah, C2, the main contractor of the series. Now, in Season 1, although she was an okay character, I didn't like her that much because her backstory isn't really revealed in Season 1. It isn't until Season 2 that they actually give her a decent backstory. Excuse me, alright. Her backstory, basically, is that she used to just be a normal girl many hundreds of years ago. And she met a nun who she became close friends with. and granted her a Geass power to make people love her. However, that forced people to love her too much and she hated it, blah blah blah. So then the nun had to teach her how to live in normal society without using her Geass too much. And then it was revealed that the nun had really just used her so that the nun could die and be free of this curse that was placed on her. And then after that, C2, of course, became the contractor. That's the gist of it, okay? I just think she's a really good character. She has a lot of really sentimental moments, especially when she loses her memory briefly. But she has a lot of really funny moments too, like her obsession with pizza, which is kind of weird, but it's also kind of funny too. Amongst other things. So that's why C2's at number 4 on this list. And number 3 is Shirley Fennec. One of the, I guess you could say, 3 love interests for Lelouch, the other one being C2. Although my favorite one is, my most recommended one is number 2, which I'll say in a second. But Shirley Fennec was just a normal classmate of his who happened to be killed by Rollo in Season 2. Because Rollo figured that killing her would force Lelouch to try to kill him, I guess. I don't know. Or, wait, no, it was because it was either that or because he wanted to be the only one who was close to Lelouch or something. I don't remember for sure, but, I mean, if that was the case, then why wouldn't he just go for Nonnally? If either one was the case, then why wouldn't he just go for fucking Nonnally? Don't mind them, those are just my dogs. Anyways, so yeah, but Shirley I thought was a really good character, and I was really sad when she died. Probably one of the saddest scenes in the entire series, I'm not even kidding. So yeah, that's why Shirley Fennec is at number 3. Number 2 is Colin Kozuki or Colin Stratford, whichever you prefer. I prefer Colin Kozuki myself. Colin is basically the main and supposedly best pilot for the Black Knights, okay? And she was actually originally a member of the Japanese resistance led by her brother. Before his death, and then later on joined up with the Black Knights. Now, at first she had no idea. Well, throughout all of Season 1, she had no idea that Lelouch was that Zero was really Lelouch. And throughout all of Season 2, she knew it, but she never told anyone. She was the only member of the Black Knights that actually knew. And it wasn't until the end that or near the end anyways, that everyone else found out too. So, yeah, I just love Colin's chemistry with Lelouch. It's clear that they both love each other. Alright? I mean, it is. And this series isn't really primarily a romance, primarily a mech fighting series with a lot of drama. But if there was actual high tensions on romance in the series, I think it would go to... I think the main couple would be Colin and Lelouch. I really do. Okay? It's just because their chemistry is great together, and I just think that they're a great couple because of how well they work together and how well they work together in the Black Knights. Okay, and the fact that Lelouch was willing to actually keep his secret, or that Colin was actually willing to keep Lelouch's secret from the rest of the Black Knights. So, yeah. And then my number 1 pick for characters in Code Geass is Lelouch v. Britannia. Oh, God. Yes, of course, it has to be the main character himself in this case. Lelouch v. Britannia himself. Okay, not only is he probably one of the smartest characters in anime history, rivaled only by Light Yagami and Elf, both from Death Note. I'm not kidding there when I say that either, okay? But, also he's a great pilot, and he's such a great tactician in battle, rivaled only by his brother Schneisels, okay? because, like, he plans everything out in such explicit detail while wearing only a mask, telling people who don't even know who he really is to work for them, and they'll do it because of how desperate they are. Not to mention his Geass power, which allows him to force anyone to obey him just once. I'd say that'd be a pretty handy power to have, wouldn't you? His most favorite thing to do with it is to force people to kill themselves, but there's other things as well, such as just do something for him or whatnot. So, yeah. Anyways, that's why, not to mention his plan at the end with the Zero Requiem and whatnot was absolutely fucking brilliant. It really was. And the end of Code Geass is probably one of my favorite endings in anime all time. Probably on like my top 3 or something, and that's saying something. So yes, that's my top 10 favorite characters in all of Code Geass. If you like this video, please leave in the comments what you liked about it. If you didn't like it, do the same. And I will see you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.